Okay, so forgive me for looking homeless, but this is the only way I can record this video without it being demonetized. And quite frankly, it probably still will be. Hey, what's up there, lovely people of the internet? If you haven't been keeping up with the news, then you probably haven't heard that Funimation recently announced that they removed Interspecies Reviewers from their website. And by announce, I mean they kind of just sent an email out to a few people, and yeah, it doesn't really look good for them. But for me, it was an absolute shocker seeing them remove this series from their website. In fact, I really enjoyed the show. So much that I genuinely wanted to make a Christian anime review video on it, but honestly, after seeing the third episode, I realized why they might have removed the show from their website. Now, no one knows exactly why the show was removed from Funimation's website, but they did release a statement of sorts, like I said earlier, in the form of an email response. And basically, this is what they said. The aforementioned quote reads, "After careful consideration, the series was removed from the service as it falls outside our standards. We have the utmost respect for our creators, so rather than substantially alter the content, we felt taking it down was the most respectful choice." Now, if we read between the lines of that quote, basically that means we licensed. We can't share that on this website. Or at least that's my speculation, because I watched Interspecies Reviewers, and I loved episodes 1, episodes 2, and for a while I didn't watch it, and I recently watched episode 3. Now, if you don't know anything about Interspecies Reviewers, basically here's the gist of the show. It's about a group of adventurers living in this other world, and instead of going out taking quests to defeat like monsters and demons that you'd see in other adventure type shows, they instead take quests to review what it's like having sex with different species. And no, that is not an exaggerated synopsis. That's literally the whole plot of the show. And you know, I love me a good ecchi, like High School DxD, love Hina, High School of the Dead. I can literally give you a list, but you can probably just go to my YouTube channel and look at the type of content that I talk about. And honestly, after just looking at the key visual for this show, I was very much excited to watch it. And going into it, it definitely was an ecchi. And you know, I've definitely seen a lot of ecchis that have gone probably way past the point of being an ecchi and teetering really close to the point of being a. And you know, some of those ecchis are definitely some of my favorites. But like, personally, I feel like the whole point of ecchi is the enjoyment of the whole sexual humor, which Interspecies Reviewers definitely does have. And Interspecies Reviewers is definitely an ecchi for the first 2 episodes, and it is quite clear that they were trying to go to the very edge that separates it from a gentioi. But the thing is, it still had that separation. It was still just an ecchi until episode 3, and that is probably the point where Funimation realized, oh God, can you tell I'm really trying to keep this video monetized? In episode 3, and I'm not even sure if I'm gonna show any of this, as the young lads usually do, they go to a brothel to engage in some intercourse. This brothel is different from the ones that they've visited before. I mean, it's still a brothel, so they still do the naughty. But in this new brothel, their genders are swapped. They go from being males to females, unless of course it's the angel, which, yeah. And in doing so, they get the opportunity to learn what it's like being pleasured as a woman by another woman. It is Sunday while I'm recording this. I am definitely going to hell. Now, other shows might have presented this to you in some very creative ways. They might have, I don't know, for instance, shown a door, and then you probably would have just heard the sounds behind said door, or they probably would have just, I don't know, shown the faces, like really zoomed in faces of these characters, and again, you would have heard the sounds, and your imagination could have taken you to the wildest of places to imagine what would have happened in those scenarios. But what Interspecies Reviewers episode 3 does instead of doing those things is, well, it actually shows you what's happening, like full on. There is no hiding any of the stuff that happens in that episode. And I can imagine that anyone working at Funimation was probably like, no. Like, honestly, I really can't stress this enough. There's literally no hiding it. Like, the show is literally a gentioi. There was no going back after the stuff that happened in episode 3. I watched it, and honestly, this is not the first time this year that I have been fooled into watching a gentioi. The other show that I watched this year that I thought was just an ecchi was Overflow. I don't know if you guys have heard about that one. To briefly talk about Overflow, it's about this guy living with his 2, I guess, cousins or half-sisters. I can't really tell. But basically, as a joke, I guess they decide to shower together. At first, I was like, you know, fine, whatever, another one of those ecchis. They're just gonna make fun of the fact that the dude is horny, which they did. And then one of the other sisters steps out, and I'm like, cool, they're just gonna continue that humor. And then suddenly he's like, oh my God, I'm so horny. Let me stick it right in you. It was at that point that I realized that is a Again, I am going to hell because it is Sunday while I'm recording this, and my mom could probably hear everything that I'm saying right now. Anyway, that is my speculation on what happened with Interspecies Reviewers. Again, I really don't know what happened. I don't work for Funimation, despite what this one guy on Twitter thinks, but I definitely do still enjoy the show. I'm definitely going to continue watching the show. Unfortunately, I can't watch it anywhere legally now. Thanks a lot, Funimation. That doesn't mean that I don't want you guys to try your best to watch it legally if you can in other regions. So yeah, long story short, it is disappointing that it is gone from Funimation's website. I did not get to catch the dub. I know it was removed an hour after the dub was released, and a lot of people watched it and said that the dub was really, really good. And I could imagine that it was probably really amazing because I watch a lot of my anime dubbed. I know I'm a degenerate, but like, that's how I enjoy my shows. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think happened, why you guys think it was removed from Funimation's websites. There's a lot of speculations going around. Like I said, this video is not me giving proof or anything. If you are new to the channel, guys, just know that this is not the type of video that I usually make. I'm not even sure what type of videos I usually make anymore, but I do talk about anime. That's the gist of it. And thank you to my lovely patrons. It is because of you that I am able to continue making videos like this. But thank you so much to everyone watching this video. Please like, comment, share it. That really does help out the channel if you can't help me out on Patreon. But I really do appreciate every single last one of you. And I'm gonna see you guys next time. Sorry for looking homeless again. And oh, wait. One last thing. If this tweet over on my Twitter gets 500 likes, I will definitely release this video. Whatever, bye.